Okay, I think we're recording. Hi. Okay, you guys. Again, my name's Azzy or Esmeralda. I didn't do a video last week. I just got so busy and so caught up. And so I missed you guys. I hope that you missed me. So today, this video is probably going to be less than 10 minutes, possibly. I'm putting my 10-minute timer on though, because you know the drill. This keeps me on track. And so this video is just going to provoke a question and answer it. So I just did a live for Rise and Shine. And so that was like half an hour. I'm just going to kind of share a little bit of that onto this video. But this video, we're going to talk about, do you remember those bracelets that would say, what would Jesus do? WWJD, what would Jesus do? And so today we're going to answer the question is, when would Jesus pray? So I'm going to ask you right now, and by the end of this video, you should be able to answer that question. Would he pray A, in the morning? Would he pray B, in the afternoon? Would he pray C, before bed? Or would he pray D, other, or E, all of the above, or F, none of the above? So that's the question, okay? And I'm going to provide us some scripture, and we're going to really see, like, when would Jesus pray? Like, when would he pray? When would he connect to the Father? When would he connect to God? And so we're going to go to some scripture now that is going to answer all of those questions. And so I'm going to my notes real quickly. Here we go. So Luke 5:15-16 says, "Yet the news about him spread all the more, so that crowds of people came to hear him and to be healed of their sickness." Verse 16 says, "But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed." Hmm. Okay. But when? That still doesn't answer our question. But it does tell us there, though, that he often withdrew to lonely places and prayed. So he prayed a lot, right? Because often he prayed a lot. So, and remember, what would Jesus do? We want to be doing what Jesus did. We want to be doing what Jesus did. Jesus is the example that we have of a man without sin, that has came here on earth to give us that example of what to follow, right? And so in Luke 6:12, it says, he went out to the mountain to pray, and all night he continued in prayer to God. Okay, so all night. So we know he at least prayed at night. It says all night. Matthew 14:23 says, "And when he had sent the multitudes away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone." Okay, so he prays all night and he prays in the evening. And actually, he started praying before evening because it says that when the evening was come, he was there alone. So Mark 1:35-36 says, in the morning, rising up a great while before day, he went out and departed into a solitary place and there prayed. So when would Jesus pray? He would pray in the morning before the day started. He would pray during the day, all night, in the evening. So Jesus prayed all the time, all the time. We see in the Bible that when he would prepare for something, he would go and pray first. After he would minister or do a miracle, he would go and pray afterwards. So Jesus was always in prayer and connection to God. So just like those bracelets, so what would Jesus do? Jesus would pray in the morning, in the day, at night. Jesus would pray all day and he would pray often. And a lot of times they would say that he would pray for long periods of time. Like it would say, and when the evening was come, he was there alone. So he went up into the mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone. So he would pray into different times. And then again, when did he pray? Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed. So this is your reminder that just like Jesus would pray before the day started in the morning, just like Jesus would pray in the evening, just like Jesus would pray all night. And Jesus, who was without sin, was able to resist the devil all the time, never fell to temptation. He is the perfect living example, the only perfect living example that we have and that we have record of in the Bible. Whose example to follow, who came on earth, was the only one who was able to live this life perfectly. And so, what would Jesus do? Jesus would always pray, and he would pray often in the morning, in the day, and in the night. And so, this is your little reminder to, just like Jesus, take that time to stay connected to God, to pray in the morning and to pray in the evening and to pray all night and all day, so that we too can be victorious like Jesus was, so that we too can resist the devil just like Jesus did, and we can be successful and what God has put in us to do, because we all have a purpose for our lives. We all have a plan for our lives. God has given all of us hope. Um, and so praying and staying connected to God will give us that power and that faith, that confidence, that trust, that patience, that gentleness, that self control. Staying connected to God gives us everything that we need to live this life the best as possible. And that is with Jesus. And so, just like Jesus prayed all the time, this is your encouragement and your reminder to get connected to God and to pray. Okay, you guys, that's all for this video. Little 5-minute video, but just a little reminder and just a little answering that question. What would Jesus do and when would Jesus pray? And he would do it all the time, any time of day, all day, anywhere. He would often go to a solitary place, to a quiet place to pray. And I think that is nicer and better is when you can find a quiet place to pray, so that that way God can just feed into you and you're just away from all of the distractions. I love to be able to just find a quiet place where I can just close my eyes and concentrate on what God is pouring into me. If you can't find a quiet place, then just even play with your children bouncing around all over the house, because the important thing is that you stay connected. All right, you guys, bye. Miss you. Mwah. Bye.